Welcome to Spare Time at Home. Today we're going to do a slow burn bar. So options to grab light handheld weights. If not, no worries. Let's get started. All right, let's find our primary posture. Feet hip distance apart, soften the knees, pull the belly in, take that big shoulder roll down your back. Deep breaths, inhale, lift and lengthen up. Exhale, push all that air out of your belly. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push it out. Last one, we're gonna inhale, lift. On this exhale, I just want you to take it forward. Reach towards your toes, drop your head. Let all that tension roll off your shoulders. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head the other way. One more big positive yes. And we're gonna heel toe our feet out a little bit wider, so a little farther than hip distance, sink your seat. Drop your shoulder down towards the earth as you lift the opposite up. So big shoulder bend, pushing into the inner thigh. Go ahead, switch sides. Big twist, bringing out the core here. Back to center, let's add some slow squats. We're gonna lower down, and then we're gonna lift and squeeze up. So hands can be on the hips, hands can be at heart center. But you're rooting into the feet here. So all 4 corners are pushing down. So go ahead, lower down, and then push your heels to lift. Again, think about pushing away the earth. So you're rooting that earth away. Lower down and lift. All right, we're gonna be moving a little bit slower today, but by no means is that easier stuff. But let's go ahead and get that heart pumping first. So let's lower down, lift, down, lift. If your knees are a little cranky today, work up higher. If it feels good to take full range, drop that seat a little bit lower. We're gonna add that upper body. Let's go, take it down, then straight out. Down and straight out. I want you to think of grabbing a 30-pound box and reaching it far into that back shelf. So you're not pushing the hips forward, but you're lengthening through the arms and then lengthening the spine up. Drop, lift, drop, lift. So your gaze is following your hands here. You're not dropping the neck, long spine, drop, lift. Okay, if those shoulders feel good, let's take those hands above the head. Drop, lift. Let that heart rate come up here. It's warm up. This is the time you're moving big. And then we're gonna slow it down and we're gonna dive deep into those muscles today. Let's add a little rotation. Take your hands down to your toes, reach it. So you're just staying at one side right here. Make sure your hips aren't moving along. They're staying straight ahead of you. Swivel comes through the core. Drop, lift. If this feels good, stay here. If not, let's lift that back heel. So drop, squeeze your seat. So balancing at the top just for a little millisecond. So drop, lift, squeeze. Drop, lift, squeeze. Just 4 more. 3, 2. You guys ready to balance? Balance. Hold, hold, hold. Lift that heel back. Melt your shoulders. Twist. Let's find that crescent lunge. Take your toes forward. Take your other toes back. Lift your back heel. Sink. Now open through that hip flexor as you dig into that front foot. Take that tension in your toes, and I want you to replace it with intention. So the entire 4 corners of the foot push down. Now if that feels good, stay right there. Maybe take a tiny little back bend, lifting your gaze up towards the sky. Sink a little bit lower. Take that hinge out, nice and slow. I want you to keep that front knee bent and glide the toes in. So reach the back toes, glide them in. Stay low in that front leg. Reach forward, push it back, pull your palms up, get that good tricep squeeze. Reach, pull, come a little lower. That front leg should have a good sizzle going on. You have 3 more. Just 2 more. Okay, last one, hold. Warrior 3, lift those back toes, straighten that front leg. Your hands can come at heart center. They can come into a low cape. They can reach out in front of you. Everybody has a different center of gravity. Square your hips. So you're not hiking it up, you're squaring it down. Maybe lift a little bit higher. That's it. You have 4, 3, 2, back to your squats, here we go. Drop, lift, drop, lift. Find that modification you need again. Find your home base and just stay there. Work deep and dive deeper into this. Lift. Okay, we're gonna take it to that other side. Opposite ankle up. Find your diagonal. Hips stay square. Wring out that core. Option, add that little heel lift. Drop, heel lift up. Drop, lift. Drop, lift. So find your longest self right here. Long pinky all the way to your pinky toe. Pushing that heel back. Big squeeze into the seat. Drop, lift. Just a few more, then we're gonna stretch out that other side in 5, in 4, 3, 2, let's balance, hold it up. Ooh, hold, hold, hold. You might notice one side's a little stronger. That's normal. Just focus on finding length. Maybe use that kickstand as a toe. Maybe lift it higher for 3, for 2, crescent lunge, other side, take those toes forward, toes back. Start with those hands at heart center. Your front knee is over the ankle, your hips are squared. Your back heel's lifted nice and high, melt your shoulders. If it feels good, reach those hands up, lifting the gaze up towards the ceiling. Drop a little lower. Deep, deep breaths. Now take that little hinge out, lengthen your neck here, dig into that front foot, nice and slow, sweep those back toes in, and reach. Draw them in. Now keep that front knee nice and bent here, and then squeeze through the arms, so squeeze your back line, reach it forward, keep it slow, belly's in, and reach. Pull, and reach. 2 more. Pull, and reach. Last one. We're gonna hold those toes out. Warrior 3, here we go. Float the toes up. Hands at heart center. Hands in that low cape, wherever you need them. Find your length. Square your hips. For 4, 3, 2, palms come down onto the mat. Step into your plank and just hold right here. You're welcome to float down onto your knees. You're welcome to come onto your forearms. Or if you want, take those feet a little bit wider here. We're gonna take one hand, place it onto our shoulder, and switch sides. Don't let those hips rock. You're being solid in that lower body. Use your core to hold you straight. Just slowly alternating at your own pace here. Find that breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Take 2 more on each side. Slow it down, pull, drop it down, last set, here we go. Pull, set it down, last one, we're gonna hold our plank. Okay, hold. Take those toes back to hip distance apart. Reach to the crown of your head. For 5, for 4, just 3 more, we got this. 2 more. Downward facing dog, pedal out your knees. Nice and slowly, walk those toes in. Roll yourself up. Nice job. Let's find our horse pose. Option here to grab your light handheld weights, or you don't need them today, whatever feels best. Weights come onto the hip flexors, feet are nice and turned out, sink down. Now you're in a horse pose, so your knees should be over your ankles, your tailbone's reaching down, the crown of the head's reaching up. Now come nice and low and stay heavy in the feet. Let's take a tiny little inch here. We're gonna take it down an inch, lift, down an inch, lift. So if this is not for you, work up higher. Your knees should not feel any negative sharp pain. If you're still irritated here, you can work in a wide squat, just reaching your tailbone back. So even though I'm giving you these modifications, you're not stopping to move. You're staying here. So knees pull out. As you're doing this, I want you to focus on the knees tracking over that second toe here. So keeping it nice and strong in the outer thigh. Down, lift it up. Now let's find that inner thigh just a little bit. As you lift up, think about squeezing your heels together. So outer thighs, squeeze your heels together to find your inner thighs firing. So outer thighs, inner thighs. Outer, inner, nice. Come a little lower. I want you to find those shakes. You know where your muscles are a little vibrating? That's where we're going. Drop, lift, drop, lift. You just have 3 more here. 2 more. Okay, hold it down. Hold, lift one heel, and pulse it. Pulse, pulse. Nice deep breaths. Little pulse, little pulse. Maybe that heel's high. Maybe it's just a little hover off the ground that you can slide a piece of paper under. Doesn't matter. I want you to play around with what feels good for you today. Check your chest. Is it starting to hinge forward? Pull it back. Reignite that belly. You have 3 more. 2 more. Hold, hold, hold. Switch your heels and pulse. Pulse. Whew. I am feeling those shakes. I hope you are too. If you're not there yet, sink lower. If it's a little too much, lift higher. That's what I love about barre. There's an option for everyone. Pulse, pulse. 10 more here. Just 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it down. Little heel switches, here we go. Switch, switch. You have a nice cup of coffee on your head. Don't let it move, don't let it twist. Nice and stable, come lower. Whew. You have 5 more. You have 4 more, then we're moving big. And 3, and 2. Last one, both heels up. Final hold in this posture. Sink low. Your legs should be shaking and quaking. I'm wanting to fall over right about now. Maybe test your balance, reach those arms out. You have 4 more, sink down. 3, just 2. Drop your heels nice and slow, don't move fast. Lower. And lift. It's called burn for a reason today. I'm gonna make you guys feel a little uncomfortable because we're gonna move slow when you wanna move fast. You're gonna tap into those muscles in a whole new way today. So I know you feel that lower body. I want you to give just as much attention to that upper body. Think about your shoulder blades here. They're squeezing in, then gliding apart. Squeeze it in, glide apart. Find your tallest self at the top. Now reconnect into your heels. At the top, I want you to think about your heels squeezing in together, inner thighs. If you've had enough lower body, just ditch it. You can do this standing. If not, let's move a little bit lower. Maybe take those hands all the way up. Find your lat pulls. Think of grabbing a giant rubber band from the sky here, and you're pulling it down. So pull it down from the ceiling, slowly release. Pull it down, slowly release. Pull it down, release, almost there. You have 4 more. Lift it up. Just 3 more. Lift it up. Last 2. Lift it up. On this last one, I want you to hold it down. Squeeze the elbows in. Think of a big, juicy grapefruit right in between your shoulder blades. And you're trying to get all that juice out of it. Big squeeze. But be careful as you do this. A lot of times we let our rib cage flare open. Lock it in. Pull it tight. Squeeze. Squeeze. You have 8, 7, sink down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Just hold. Hold, hold, hold. For 3. For 2. Lift up. Feet come hip distance apart. Now you can keep those heels planted or lift them up. Sink nice and low. Flip your palms. So we're going to drop down an inch, lift, down, lift. Again, your heels can be just a little whisper off the ground. They can be lifted nice and high. Let's add little bicep curls here. Curl in, push it out. Curl in, push it out. So again, maybe you're right here. Those legs are toast. But I challenge you, get a little uncomfortable. We're staying low. Again, just that little inch. My feet are working so hard to hold my balance here as my legs fatigue. Drop, lift, drop, lift. Now use your biceps and triceps here. So elbows stay glued to the side body, and you're using your biceps and triceps to kick it back. Biceps, triceps. You have 5 more here. 4 more. 3. Just 2. Last one, hold it down. Hold. Draw your hands to 90 degrees. So you're one straight line from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Pulse your booty down, 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 down. Don't let your knees cave in or out. I know they have that tendency to want to do that. Little pulse, little pulse. You have 5 more here. 4, 3, 2. Hold it down, pulse the thumbs, not the thumbs, the knuckles up. Up, little pulse. Super small. It's coming through your shoulder right here. Your biceps are engaged. Your core is working so hard. Pulse, sink down. You have 8, 6, just 4, 3, 2. Final hold right here. Sink a little bit lower. Lift your heels a little bit higher. For 3, for 2. Ditch your weights. Nice job. We're going to go ahead and make our way down onto the mat. So finding a seat. If this does not feel good for you, I want you to grab your weights and take tricep extensions. If not, draw those hands onto the mat. Feet hip distance apart. Lift your hips high. So you're in like a bridge right here. The reverse bridge. Soft chin. We're going to take our elbows straight back behind us and lift it back up. Drop down and lift. So if you feel your wrists, grab your weights. Do tricep reach backs. Your hips stay high. They're not going for a joyride right here. Drop it down. Lift it up. On this last one, I want you to hold low. Hold, hold, hold. Lift your hips. Pulse down, 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 down. Long neck. Pulse down, down. You have 8, 6, 4, 3, 2. Just hold it. Hold. Lift your hips. Sink down a little bit lower. For 3, just 2. Drop it down. Nice job. Find a crisscross or whatever feels good in that low body. Take one elbow up. Take that good stretch as you walk those fingers down. And take it across. Little twist through the wrist. Other side. Then finish with that tricep stretch. All right, we're going to come into a diamond posture. So lay down on the mat on whatever side you want to start with. Of course, we have to warm up the core first. So option 1, take those knees into 90 degrees. Option 2, straighten those legs out. Let's push into that forearm, lift the hips. Option to reach the hand up, or you use it as a little kickstand. Now just hold. Find what feels good for you. You can take this full expression as that foot lifts up. I am staying right here today. Plug that shoulder down, lengthen your neck. Now just breathe. Maybe close your eyes. You have 5, 4, lift a little higher. Just 3, just 2. Lower down. Draw your knees forward. And take that head into your hands. So you're one straight line from your heels, your hips, your shoulders, crown of the head. Other hand just rests on the mat. Lift your toes. Take that top knee up. Now just hold here. Check your hips. They shouldn't have rolled back. They shouldn't have rolled forward. They're stacked on top of each other. Same with the shoulders. You're gonna pull that knee high by squeezing your side seat. Then you're gonna lower it back down. Nice and slow, you're gonna lift up and lower down. Lift and lower. Okay, if you've never done these, you're in for a little surprise. They are probably my biggest love-hate of barre. I hate doing them, but I know they are so good for your body. It's such a great way to strengthen around the hip, give it some good extra protection. Lift up, lower down, one more slow. Lift up, lower, let's take it a little bit faster. Lift, lower. Okay, this is where that burn is coming in. You're gonna feel that side seat in a whole new way. If you've ever taken class with me, you know I despise these things, but I always do them. We're all learning to do them a little bit better. It's good for us. Lift and drop. Okay, check that top hip. It shouldn't be swaying at all here. It's staying nice and rooted, nice and strong. Just 3 more. 2 more on this last one. I want you to hold that knee up, tap. Tap, just a little tiny inch here. You're squeezing that side seat. Little tap, little tap. Reaching through that crown of the head. If it doesn't feel good on your wrist, you can extend that hand, rest it onto your bicep here. As you fatigue, you might notice that knee is starting to creep a little bit lower. That is totally fine. You're welcome to do a little clamshell here, dropping that bottom foot down. or keep it high, whatever feels good. We're almost there. Let's take 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2. Just hold. Lift your toes a little bit higher. Pull that knee up. For 5, a little more. 3, just 2. Take it down, hug it in. Let's take either a figure 4, crossing that top leg over, or my favorite is a reverse pretzel, taking the inner thighs together, gentle tug onto the opposite ankles. Maybe twist the ankles, wiggle the toes. Good, release the pressure here. Hug your knees in, and roll to the other side. Okay, setting it up, let's find that side plank again. Find your option. Nice reach, lift it up, and hold. Long, graceful neck here. Good, tight core. Again, maybe take it full expression. Maybe drop it down. Try to be that straight line from your heels, your knees, your hips, shoulders, crown of the head. You have 5, 4, just 3, just 2. Take it down, draw your head into your hands. Reach those toes forward, be one straight line. Let's lift those toes, pull that knee up. Start nice and slow here. You're gonna lower down, lift it up. Lower down, make sure that hip is locked and loaded right here, so it's not swaying. Another way to help that is by tightening your core. So I want you to think of having a little mouse hole between your hips and your rib cage right here. So it's squeezing down and then squeezing up. Lower down, lift up. Again, remember, maybe you're in your clamshell. Maybe you're moving a little bit smaller. Or if you want a little extra credit, if you're home and you have a band, you can wrap that around your knees. Let's take it a little bit faster. Here we go. Lift up, drop down. Lift up, drop down. Big squeeze. Okay, we feeling that burn yet? Let's take 5, 4, just 3. Last 2, hold it up, tap it up, tap, tap, tap. So it's a tiny little squeeze originating from the side seat. And again, maybe those knees are getting closer together. I know mine are starting to fatigue. Take your breaks if you need. That's all about breaks. That means your posture can come back a little bit stronger. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, just hold. Hold it there, take 2 more deep breaths. A little higher, last breath. Flop onto your back, hug those legs in, get that good stretch, whatever one feels best for you. Good twist through the ankles. And set those feet down. Let's draw those hands out into a low V. Let's work on some knee marches here. We're gonna take one foot up to tabletop. Now lift it here. You're not lifting through your hip flexor, but by your belly. And then drop it down with control, using your core to lengthen the leg, other leg. So think of your leg as dead weight, and you have a string from your knee to your belly button. It's tightening to lift it, and then lower it back down. So nice and slow. This is option 1. This might be enough for you right here. Or option 2, float your feet into tabletop, reverse this. Tap the foot down, lift it back up. Tap it down. Make sure that tension isn't creeping into your neck or into your shoulders. We all have a tendency of carrying it there, or I guess some of us. Option 3, take those hands behind your head. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders as you anchor the rib cage down. Okay, last option, straighten those legs and slowly switch. We're gonna keep it so slow right here. Finding that burn in our body. Find that breath. Switch, lift a little higher. And switch. 2 more. Switch. On this last one, I want you to hold those toes up. Let's find it together. We're gonna lower down. Hold. Lift it up. Lower down, maybe lift a little bit higher in your head, neck, shoulders. Lift it up. 2 more times. Lift. On this last one, I want you to hold it down. Hold, maybe reach your hands in opposite directions. Pull your navel down. Lift a little higher. Just close your eyes, breathe. This is your last hold for class right here. You have 4, 3 more seconds. 2 more. Drop it down. Nice job. Hug those knees in. Draw your feet down towards the earth. Hands come into a nice wide V. Sway your knees to one side, then over to the other. Back to the other side. Bringing life back into your spine. Grab onto the legs again. Roll yourself up. Reach your legs forward. Just fold over. Find that nice stretch. Maybe flex. Maybe point the toes. Find a nice seated position again. Let's find our butterfly stretch. Pushing the soles of our feet together. Pushing the knees down. Then let's open through those side seats. Crisscross the ankles. Take a little walk forward. And walk your hands to the opposite side of that front leg. Other side. Switch it. Walk it over. Breathe into those hips. Lift back up. Hands to heart center. Let's take our final breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale that air out. You are done. Great job.